What is up? I'm so excited for this episode because it's like talking about the origin of how the world was created for me. Bob Woods. What else is there to say? That's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Bob Woods is from Chicago. He came down to Austin for a little bit, worked at a farmer's market, and he also told some jokes on stage. So I'm going to give you a little bit of texture before I get into my good buddy Bob Woods and the impact he's had on me as a stand-up comedian and also just as a person. So for those of you who haven't listened to the other episodes, I've actually been a musician for the past 15 years. I hit a lot of brick walls. I had some success. I have a song with Anderson .Paak that's on iTunes called Hide and Seek. Go check that out. Sorry I'm plugging stuff during your podcast, Bob. But okay, now I remember what I was going to say. So I was playing music for a long time, and I was working on a project with a friend. And I've probably cumulatively worked on like 15 different albums and EPs combined. So I have a lot of music out there. And I was working on some stuff with a buddy of mine, and my computer crashed. And I thought, fuck, now I got to figure out how to get all this stuff off in order to kind of keep, the train going. So I spent 8 hours one day fiddling around, looking at stuff on my phone in order to try on my desktop that had just died. And none of it worked. So eventually I took it to this place that, extracts the hard drive and then gives it to me. And then when I got the hard drive back, I was super thankful. And then in the car on the ride home, I was thinking, what am I doing? Like, I'm going to take this music, I'm going to pitch it to the same people, I'm going to hit the same brick walls, I'm going to feel the same about myself, I'm going to be bitter, I'm going to be angry, and nothing's going to change. And at that time, I was meeting up with friends every Wednesday for Wine Wednesday. It's the most domesticated thing I've ever done. And on this Wednesday night, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. So I showed up to Kick Butt Coffee. And I said, are they doing the open mic tonight? She said, yes. There's Alyssa, who works at Kick Butt. Super sweet. I've known her since... I knew her because I'd been playing music for years. And I said, well, what time does Liz come out? She was like, it'd be like 15 minutes. But nobody was there. Nobody. I was like the only person in the coffee shop. Then all of a sudden, these people start coming in a couple minutes before, 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before, and the place is packed. All comedians. That was the first time I ever saw James Kerrigan. First time I ever saw Mariano De Vincenzo. I think Sawyer Stoll, I think, was hosting. Yeah, so everybody signs up. I didn't realize they reordered the list. So I'm sitting on a stool. I see this guy with a beard and a ponytail, and I said, he seems approachable enough. So I went over, started talking to him, and his name was Bob Woods. They ended up bringing the list out and setting it on our table, so the entire place congregated around our table to look at the list. And I ended up getting on. I think Bob wasn't on, but ended up going up anyways. But we finished that set, and he goes, hey, do you want to... it was the first time I'd ever done stand-up. I don't think I got any laughs, but it was still... it's for everybody who's done stand-up knows. It's all it takes, one time. So I was addicted. We walk out, and he's like, hey, do you want to go do another one? And I was like, holy shit. When I used to do music open mics, it was like maybe twice a month, and I was like, I'm putting in fucking work. But I was like, hell yeah, I do. So we jump in my car, head over to Tramps, which is, I think, where we met Sean. Because we had seen him perform at the last one, but we met him at the Tramps. And then we went up again, and I went up and did the same jokes. I had an off-color joke about peanut butter and dogs, and you know where that joke is going. But since then, for the next few months, we just would hit each other up, like, where are you going? Where are you hitting a set tonight? And we would meet up, and we would chop it up and hang out, and we just became friends and did comedy stuff together and spitballed stuff off each other, and I have so many great stories with Bob. One of my favorite ones, well, I'll tell two. One of them is, we went to Fallout Theater, and I think it was the first time we had been there. And he was wearing these glasses that he had just found. And he was doing this really weird character where he was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, I have the glasses, I found the glasses, they make me talk this way. It was like some kind of German character, and I said, dude, you should do that on stage, but do really bad jokes. And he goes, oh yeah, that'd be funny. So then he did it. He went on stage, nothing prepared, just had the glasses, and just went up and was like, yeah, sure. I think the joke that I gave him was a dumb joke, like, whenever you, have you ever noticed how when you leave the house and you don't bring the umbrella, that it rains, but then when you do bring the umbrella, the weather is good, and is guten Tag. But he did it for, like, I don't know, the first half, and then he just kind of riffed. And, like, something I always appreciated about him was he would show up to the venue, look around, gather his thoughts, and then just write shit down. And then go on stage and do it. He came from, like, an intense improv background, so I guess it makes sense. But he was always super fucking funny to me. He had a really funny joke about LL Bean model. He had a really funny joke about CT. What is it? What is it? MCT? No. What's that stuff called when you it's like the weed stuff that everybody uses. Oh man, why is my brain blanking right now? CBD. Yeah, he has a funny CBD joke. He's got a couple really funny jokes that I really enjoyed him telling. But another really funny story about him is, my favorite story about him is him going to the Parlor and not having a set. And it was a pretty sparse crowd. It was maybe like 10 or 15 people. And he goes, you know what? I'm just going to roast everybody in here. And then he just went one by one, roasting everybody. He told me that I look like John Turturro if he got a job at Lens Crafters. And my favorite one was, there was this guy there who had black hair and a ponytail. And Bob goes, you look like a character from The Matrix that never got plugged in. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing. And there was this tiny little guy that was sitting around the corner, and he didn't see him. And then after, I was talking to Bob, and the guy walked up and goes, how come he didn't make a joke about me? And I guess because he didn't see him. But it was so funny, man. Like, just the balls that it took to just be like, I'm going to roast every single person in here. And he did it, and it was good. So shout out to Bob, man. Hope you're doing well, dude. If I ever get out to Chicago, we're definitely going to hang out. I just don't know when. But yeah, I think that might be the end of the podcast there, so hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy. Stand-up comedy will be coming back. Okay, have yourself a great day. Go get you a slice from Portillo's.